bitterness, hatred, whatever they have towards GPLF, if they would have the heart to forgive, instead of rejecting GPLF or the Tigrayan people, Ethiopian people and Ethiopia wouldn't have been here where we are. We are not a people of grace, extending mercy, mending relationship to protect ourselves and others, to live in peace and harmony. We deny people from forgiving. We went to all the way with all our potential of hatred. Who wins and who loses? Either there's a win-win or lose. There's no in between. So we are all losing. Again, a fool learns when it happens to himself or herself, while a wise man or woman learns from the mistake of others. Eritrean people learn through the experience. What the Tigrayan people is doing right now, today in the media, is what I have seen back 1998, the people of Eritrea. Any pride, any ego, any hatred, enmity, by just seeing the food, what is in front of you right now, is your own fall. A disaster that you bring to yourself. Not to have the capacity to forgive others. That knowing they are people, they are human, they make mistake. Not only they make mistake, you might be doing the worst of wrongs. Not being in other people's shoes is your weakness. So not letting go of any anger or any bitterness is not going to hurt other people than yourself. So the Eritrean people have been pride, they were expressing it, but through time, what Isaiah had put them through, they learn. And I'm telling you, you don't learn through theory in the books or whatever from those people. The Eritrean people, they speak their heart to preserve those people in Amhara and Tigray, not to go there what they went through, because they know it. It's painful. The people doesn't pay attention to what some of the people really articulate in saying it, teaching you, you'll pay the price. But they are trying to preserve you, not to learn through the hard way. The 3 decades experience taught them what could have been better. Isaiah used them to react and act, to be puffed up, and the pride, the ego to be into the surface. The divide and the relationship broken with the people, Tigrayan people. What does it benefit? Whenever any relationship there is a break, there is a mutual negative impact. It's not either way. So pay attention. I would say maybe more about Eritrean people later on. Let me focus. So people are not either the people of grace, they don't give forgiveness, and also holding, it's not beyond redemption, whoever is wrong. But don't follow on that, because others doing, I have to do is the wrong, uh, the wrong, the wrong way of handling things, or the wrong path, that you will go down on the same negative disasters that other people went through, because that's a normal zone. Jesus paid the price for all wrongdoings. You just have to accept that, and it's yours. Many people do not wish to be in the household of God, which makes it easier for the devil to blind their eyes. This is one aspect. The reason why I bring this Greek mythology and the Bible, our enemies, we are fighting. We have a tangible enemies, people who wants to take over our land, people who are killing our people. They know our strengths, they know our weakness. The more we become strengthened, the more we hold it into each other to fight this battle together, unity, they don't like that. The more people's mind is awakened and be aware, they don't like that. They want to blind people with their lies, deception, and narratives to manipulate people. Because the more people they know the truth, the more people they are being equipped, empowered through different resources or training, whatever, or any YouTube message, whatever it might be helpful, or through their unity. That's a trait to the enemy. Knowing that the enemy is responding to attack you back, to counterattack, to the message, to the tools we are providing you. Pay attention. Pay attention to guard your Semitic, to hold your power, your emotionality. This war is targeting is anti-Semitic. Who is dying in Tigray war? Who is dying the majority? The young Eritrean, the young Tigray, the young Amhara. Physically engaging. Are those people really have that much of hatred towards? It's not the people. It is those enemies trying to operate that. Instead of trying to bring those people on your side in unity, even the little strengths and the whatever you have, you're trying to break it, it is the enemy strategy. This is in response to one of the video from the Tigrayan people or that demography. So pay attention. This is a no-no zone. We don't accept, and this is not going to take anywhere else. You are being used by the enemy to your own fall. So put on this together, the spiritual aspect they are approaching also. When the secret CD or book was released, they said it's a knowledge that many people, only few people have, that they don't want to share for others, it says, when it has been released. It has been popular. People benefit from that. People don't want you to know what they know. They want you to be a slave of themselves. Whether it's economical, they don't want you to advance. Whether it's mentally, intellectually. They want a barrier between you and them, because they don't want you to get what they get. That's what the moral story of what I can get from people doesn't want to share. Few people have that knowledge, but they don't share it. But the foundation is biblical concept. Again, our opponents, our enemies, the more good things we feed you to equip you how to win this battle is snatching away from you. Protect that. Division, hatred, the Tigray people should be a no zone. Don't ever give a food store. Don't ever give a parking space in your mind with the thought of division or hatred. Then you will fall soon. That's how those people are falling. Love is powerful than hatred. Unity is powerful than division. Again, operate from the center of your strengths, not from the way your enemies are acting and reacting. That shouldn't be your business. So choose and pick your battle. All battles are not wars to fight. The temptation to give into is a seductionism. To give into the anger, aggression. Is it seductive? It calls to you. The temptation to give it to the using of anger, dwell in fear, or act with aggression is the path to the dark side. The reason why I use the DC Comics, the trilogy of the Star Wars, the character, Kylo Ren, though his parents were a good people, is turning to the dark side. This week we see information how the Tigray people are a noble character. That's their strength, what makes it. The enemy is not only, it's responding to us. This is a counter-attack. And they tested it, they prove it, that we're wrong kind of things. Because majority of people doesn't represent maybe 1%. But whoever says a division or hatred, people can reflect their own views, their own perspectives, but that doesn't, whoever say that in public, doesn't represent the Tigray people mentality. That's a message. Whoever is trying to prove that this is, they got you. So this temptation, avoid. Because it's taking you to the dark side, to the defeated side, to be conquered and surrender. Be the wise person to learn from other mistakes instead of doing it and fall and same path. Revenge, vengeance is equal or meant anger and aggression. Prejudice is all about equal fear plus aggression. If people are prejudiced towards you, the unspoken, they have fear and also aggression. Pay attention what you're doing. Nobody is too far gone that they cannot be redeemed. Instead of saying their wrongs, oh, I'm not going, I don't want to detach, I won't detach, I don't want relationship. Nobody is, whatever, far gone that they cannot be redeemed, especially if we believed we ourselves are redeemed people. Take you back to the scripture at the beginning. Everything is created with our own words. Even the Creator, God, created with a spoken word. He said, let it be sky, it was so. Let it be day, it was day. every word we say, whether it's positive or negative, has a creation power. Pay attention, be careful. If your word is not positive, if it's not something to build others, to protect others, to edify others, the other way around, you are also responsible in endangering other people's life who are in active war, who are imprisoned in whatever, with your words. Because that's also a distraction. It has a negative impact. Everything is created with our own words, so we have to be careful what we say and we don't say, and when to say it and not to say it. People sitting in their comfortable couch and say whatever they feel like, and that has to be stopped. It's wrong. I am critical because this is very dangerous. Endangering people's even one single life is a sense of urgency. We don't entertain on this. Again, back into creation. When we go to see the story Adam and Eve, the word of God, if you eat the fruit of the tree, surely you will die. The evil, the way the serpent communicates is distorting it, the information. It doesn't say the full truth. It gives them the half truth, just for their mind to doubt. That's how they manipulate you. We're working towards saving the Orthodox Church. I mean, whether they destroy the building or others, they cannot destroy Christianity. It's in people's heart and belief. Whatever destroy can be. I'm not saying it's okay or it's not something important, but the reality is so. But they give you to divide you, while we are working to preserve, to protect, and they are using you as a tool on the other direction to destroy it on your own. Pay attention what you're doing. These people should be banned from exercising their own feelings and emotionality and Semitic in the for a lot of people audience in the media. If this war, it has to be won. So if we see the relationship, there's also this video that you see, it takes two to tango, so it's a two people's effort for the relationship to work. But let's say, assume this is Adam and Eve. They used to be focused on each other. Now, after the serpent, after they eat the fruit, the shift came with knowing good and evil. They focus on themselves. That's also the essence of selfishness. If any Tigray people, if you pay attention, the leaders, TPLF leaders, or the media that comes from that side, always advocate this. Because that's who they are. They care other people's life. If anybody doesn't care the value of the Amhara people's life, or do all the means to save people's life, whoever it is, then that's being selfishness. So whoever comes out in the media in saying their own selfishness, don't do this, and do this, it's to your own fault. The more you are divided, the more you cut off your relationship. It's not a boycott. It's to defeat you. Use your mind. Be smart. Batman beat Captain America from this DC Comics is because Batman is cunning, using his mind. Otherwise, your strength level was equal. Use your mind, not your heart, your emotionality. That's very important. So, that's also, selfishness is they try focus, instead of focusing each other, one is trying and in the love relationship, whatever their intimacy, whatever, one was caring for the other. Once the good and evil, they know, they focus on themselves, become selfish. Whatever is happening in our country, or the chaos, the killing, because they are selfish people who only think about themselves and doesn't care about 110 million Ethiopian people. The more selfishness you produce, the more our warriors, the more our planet, the more people will be hurt. Don't preach us towards that direction and drag us down. I will not be there. I don't support such division or hatred. So selfishness has its own consequence, and self-centeredness. That's what the selfishness and self-centeredness is governing. The more people can feed the wrong seed with the introduction of ambition and dissatisfaction. With a woman seeing her eyes are made aware of that there's not any inequality with God. I'm talking about Eve. And you see that what you don't have, that either have ambition manipulators will use and isolate you by feeding you this. Physical or emotionally, to attack you. They have nobody to go to rescue, to balance things out. Rather, they deal with the devil. That's when they divide you with your ambition, with your feelings, with your dissatisfaction. They will manipulate you. They will isolate you. We told you, one of the dictators' strategy is to isolate you, so that they will victimize you, not only use you. Pay attention. They already have finished with the Amhara people. Now their focus will be with the Tigray and Eritrean people. Still, you are Semitic. The war is not going to stop in Tigray. It will cross the boundary in Eritrea. The next victim will be Israelis. This is colonialism. Pay attention. Don't just focus on what is in the front. We are in the battle. And the message is, let us be together to win this battle in unity. Not in exclusion, in inclusion. Embracing others who wants to work together, regardless of what their ethnicity or their country. Don't be narrow-minded. So that's their strategy. The real master manipulator, the scammers, the con artists, they're exercising, knowing what kind of method they use. Sometimes people would say, don't trust people. Some people can be suspicious because people can manipulate you, use you, abuse you, and victimize you. Do not undermine my integral belief in the basic goodness of humanity. not outright people say don't trust this person. Just be friendly because I like people. They're friendly. It seems to be open to manipulation. People have concern and they will tell me. There's a limit to my trusting. I trust people a lot. But like the blue dog, I can sniff. I can sense, I can smell when a manipulation comes. I still protect my trust to give people the benefit of doubt and trust. I have an ability to evaluate based on my knowledge. Don't trust people, they will manipulate you, we'll say. It's out of care. I love, because I would say sometimes people are virgin retarded. When people, it's out of care, but the more you know, develop this sense your sense of organs to be effective and to know how to detect manipulation and to use your instinct. You don't just with a little whatever they throw on you and lose whatever you have. You grab to be shaken, not to trust. Oh, divide this, don't associate with this. Just be equipped how to evaluate information, detect if it has a danger, if it has a trust issue, or if it's a manipulation. Now you are reacting, even they are using with a perspective that you don't see. They're approaching you to divide you and you respond to that with a bait. So I do have some ability with someone to trick me. You have to come to that level is what our mission is, trying to maneuver me to their complaint. Those people are doing that unless you don't know, because you don't know you are reacting to our defeats. So it's more than one way to get the other to be compliant. The method you choose explain or reveal a lot about you. There are different techniques to get somebody: carrot, stick, sugar, etc. Display outright behind shut bully whether you are encouraged or discouraged. I hope you hear me. The method you choose explain, reveal a lot about you as a person who ever listened this video. There are different techniques to get somebody. A carrot, they will dangle you in front of you, whether you're gonna bite. A stick, maybe they will spank you from like a sheep. Or sugar, something tasty that you have appetite. Display outright. Behind the whether bully people, they are people subtly they want to. So whether you are an encourager or discourager, it's a difference, because to lead somebody to your own advantage in a selfish way, with that whatever dangling is it to encourage or a discourager that will use you or abuse you? So whatever information you hear, is also a potential to manipulate you, to expose you and exploit you. But from history, from life, everything is all about energy. The energy that you see in people who exchange love and peace, and the energy that you see from people who are toxic, hatred, even to their own health is not good, even to their own relationship, the bond, they would be minimized, they would be small in number, towards their own isolation, then it will be dark and despair. Unity is important because it has power. The message of peace and love is important because it has power towards the positive, not the negative. Don't go to the dark side. That's where they want us to take us to, so that they can win and conquer us. Remember, it has a time limit, January 20. Everything that's in front of you, dangling as a carrot or something, sugar, whatever he wants to take, abstain. Evaluate. Is it to your own defeat or to your own betterment? Not all battles are worth to fight. Why don't you just flutter in your bed and sleep? Have a day off. Take a vacation from the virtual world or from the media than to cause a disaster. Somebody is sacrificing their life. What we are doing is just insignificant. Yes, it has importance, significant. But compared to the wars who are in the war, it's insignificant. No matter how they achieve, what you're doing is, if it's destroying, that's a danger. So there is a responsibility here. Who is doing what? To be on the same page, people needs to be trained, equip them, empower them, communicate to them, confront them, because doing so irreversible damage at the expense of people's life in danger is towards the fall of the people, be conquered, defeated, to slavery. At the same time, by all means, any message of division and hatred, it doesn't help anybody, and everybody should oppose that. And I myself